This week's news from the tubes and F5 Live is proudly powered by Malwarebytes. Whether you use a PC, a Mac, or a mobile device, Malwarebytes Premium is the company's strongest protection ever. It fights threats that traditional antivirus software can't stop, plus normal things like dialers, trojans, rootkits, bots, and a whole lot more. It allows you to use your computer and mobile device with confidence and peace of mind. To learn more and to get a special price, you can go to f5live.tv/malwarebytes. Speaking of privacy and security when you're online, we know that it's a dangerous world. Some people are trying to scam you with fake NFTs. Some people are trying to install ransomware on your computer. And then there's the trackers. We have our love-hate relationship with some of these. Obviously, the idea of the personalized ads appeals to and doesn't appeal to different people differently. There are other reasons to track people, some more nefarious, which is where DuckDuckGo's tracking protection originally came from, was trying to protect you from the truly malicious ones. It has grown as customer demand has risen to also protect you against the big tech companies. The only exception to that has been Microsoft. The reason is because Microsoft Bing has powered the private search results within DuckDuckGo, but apparently that relationship has come to an end. And so the licensing has changed, and now those tracking scripts will also be blocked by DuckDuckGo on their mobile and desktop browsers, which is an interesting move considering Microsoft still provides advertising for DuckDuckGo. And a special set of scripts will be used in those cases that prevent the creation of a user profile through Microsoft and their advertising platform, giving you all the same protections that you get from Google and Facebook and Amazon and all of the other tracking code that's out there. It's an interesting move, and Microsoft has promised that they won't try to circumvent it, likely because they want to continue to be the advertising provider for the platform. You know, between DuckDuckGo, which, by the way, I heard a radio ad for today, which was a surprise. Between DuckDuckGo and Brave, you know, they're really trying to make a play for that privacy space, which I think is a space that's going to continue to grow as, you know, new things come out about Facebook and people stop trusting them. And, you know, it looks like this space is growing. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, people want a trustworthy source. DuckDuckGo hasn't done anything to damage their reputation, as far as I know. Uh,
There was something a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember what it was, but I don't think it was a big deal, but it was something that got people questioning what was up. It might have even been this. I don't remember. Like, it might have been people realizing that they weren't blocking Microsoft, LinkedIn, and Bing stuff. Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember now. I just remember seeing them in the headlines for not a positive reason. But whatever it wasn't a big deal because it didn't stick in my head.
yeah. So, I mean, I think it's great. I mean, this DuckDuckGo is the default search engine for Raspberry Pis. You know, if you
Mm-hmm.
install a Raspberry Pi and you open the browser in it, which is Chromium by default, it it um, it gives you DuckDuckGo as your search engine.
It also
So
is. It also is for the Tor browser.
yeah, so I I believe that these organizations wouldn't choose DuckDuckGo if it was a nefarious
Right.
uh, engine. Uh, I'd
And
like to see.
if they changed, like, if something came to light, I feel like they would switch in a heartbeat. Right? All of a sudden,
Yes,
like overnight, Brave search is the default. You know what I mean? Just boom.
right. I mean, I'd like to see a real, with all due respect to Microsoft, I'd like to see a real, more trustworthy alternative
Yeah, something that's
out
different.
there in the search space, something that's different, that's more, I don't know, that's, I mean, not that Google is reputable for giving you really good results, but it would be nice if something that was a little less corporate. Now, the fact that they have advertising money suggests maybe DuckDuckGo it's a little corporate, but um, who knows?
Mayhaps. It definitely is interesting. I've been using off and on. I think our regular listeners and viewers know that Bing has been my default for a while because when it comes to Microsoft technology searches, it is obviously going to be uh, great results. But I've been messing around with both Brave and DuckDuckGo for search, and I'm really impressed by their results. I like Brave's search results a lot. I like the non-stacked search results of DuckDuckGo though, and the familiar look and feel to it. Brave has like categories of results, which makes it a little more of a change. But DuckDuckGo, I mean, it looks just like the results for Ging. All right, yeah, for Ging, we'll just combine the two companies into one. For Google search and Bing, DuckDuckGo's search results look and feel very similar, so it's visually not that big of a paradigm shift like it is for Brave. But I like Brave's search results a lot. I like the way the back end works on it, which I know is not all that important for consumers, but from a development standpoint, the way their back end works is really interesting. So I've been exploring it. It's an interesting space.
Cool.
I even started to look into how they index just to see if I could experiment. Right, if they're going to start growing, and both of their search positions have grown over the last quarter. So if they're going to grow a little bit, you know, maybe I can see what happens to bump up indexing. So I've been messing around with both of them a lot. They're both interesting organizations, and I do hope that there is a different approach, right? This is both of them have a different approach to how search works and how the platform stays in business than Google or Microsoft or Yahoo, or are there any others at this point? I don't know. Ask Jeeves is long dead, probably. Uh, it's probably powered by Bing search anyway at this point, if it does exist.
Doesn't Alta Vista still exist? I don't know if it's actually uses their own.
Almost certainly they're powered by somebody else under the hood. There's been rumors that Apple has been working on their
Oh,
own
it's
search.
actually Yahoo.
Oh, it's Yahoo? That's interesting because I think Yahoo at least was powered by Bing for a while. Anyway,
Okay, Lyco still exists.
okay. How about Dogpile? Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
having some competition in the space, I think, is a good thing. When Bing started to climb up the charts before, tripping and falling off of a cliff, Google was starting to do some stuff because Bing had their things coming up. So competition in any space is good. So be nice to see something different in there. I'm going to continue messing around with them. Maybe do a deep dive video at some point into both of them. But for now, the last of the oddities has been eliminated from DuckDuckGo, which I think consistency across the board I think is important. So it shows that they are trying to both play ball, right? Because they got to keep the lights on. They're playing ball a little bit in the space, but they're also at this point, standing firm on their convictions, which I think goes to their corporate or their organizational. What did you say before? I don't remember what the word was, but kind of their consistency. It goes to show that they are trustworthy. That's what I was going for. Their organizational trustworthiness. So pretty cool. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of F5 Live Refreshing Technology. If you did, please subscribe to the channel down below, and of course hit the notification bell because we know that subscriptions don't mean much on YouTube anymore. If you've got topics that you'd like us to talk about in the future, please comment them down below. And if you'd like to not follow us on YouTube, there's lots of ways that you can follow along with our content by going to plughitslive.com/subscribe. There you'll see all of our shows and all of the ways that you can watch, listen, and follow along.